We go on with Leonardo Gabrielli and Giuseppe Bergamino from the University of the Marche, Italy. So, an overview of current studies in accessibility at the University of Ancona, Italy. Leonardo, it's up to you.
Yes, Anka.
Yes. Hi.
All right. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So, yeah, so I am Leonardo, and I am a professor here at the Università Politecnica delle Marche, which is in Ancona, Italy. Since I am novel to this field, I can just provide a brief overview of what we are trying to do right now. And together with me, there will be Giuseppe Bergamino, which is a PhD student who just started working with us. So a few words about the group. We are engineers, so we are located at an engineering department, which is here in this hill in Ancona. And we work a lot on digital audio, so deep learning for audio classification, sound synthesis, and musical instrument design. That's where we probably fit in this field of granting accessibility to disabled people. And we work also on spatial audio equalization and networked music performance. We have a couple of laboratories for our research projects. The one on the left is called Lola, and the one on the right is a semi-anechoic chamber. So I'm very happy to start working in this field, but again, I want to just say that I am pretty new to this field of application. I've worked a lot on musical instruments design and also sound synthesis, interface design. So and also networked music performance. We also worked on other, say, classification tasks that are close to clinical applications, but not to disabled people needs. But maybe some of the expertise can go here as well. We worked a lot on human fall detection from acoustic sensors, obstructive sleep apnea detection, and currently we have a PhD student who's working on detection of early detection of motor neuron diseases like amyotrophic lateral sclerosis from their speech. So trying to classify their status from the intelligibility of their speech. But I am going to go through my presentation and say a bit about what we're doing right now. A research project we started, which was funded by our region, this is a little portion of that project, but I find it very interesting, and we are working on it right now. Aims at giving access to music therapy to individuals, especially children with immunodeficiencies. So a problem with these with people that have immunodeficiencies is that they cannot relate physically with other people like music therapists, because they cannot afford staying with other people because it would be too dangerous for them. So we thought about together with a music therapist, we thought about creating let's say, gathering from our network music performance material and activities, try to get a couple of rooms where in one room you have the therapist and in the other one you have the subject, and try to create a low latency audio video connection between the two. And then so this is, I mean, building an infrastructure, and from these we want to experiment more and try to make the therapy possible and try to see if they can relate even if they are separated. So try to see if this is a viable way to bring some music therapy to immunodeficient people. So currently we aim at raising the technical readiness level from 4 to 6. We also have some ways to measure some parameters of the subject to see if it's responding if emotionally to the therapist, and then we'll see if we can clinically validate this, if it makes sense at all, and so on. So that's one research strand we just started a few months ago. So now we are investigating the best way to connect the two rooms, avoiding a lot of troubles that would incur when you connect people using regular network performance software. Then we have another interesting topic we just started right now, which is part of a funded project that is permanently followed by our PhD student Giuseppe Bergamino, where we also involved 2 digital musical instrument companies and 2 conservatories. And we basically want to build new interfaces for disabled people, which is a broad topic, of course. So we are investigating it, and Giuseppe will tell you more about this.
Good morning, everyone. Okay. First of all, it's so nice to meet you all. And then basically, I'm not an engineer, I'm a musician. And I have a master's degree in electronic music and sound design. So I am very fascinated by the endless possibility of computer music or making music with computer. But when I first started this journey in conservatory, one of the first problems was that I had way too much possibilities. And for me, having endless possibilities was having too much possibilities, or even worse, not having them at all. So I started to develop my own interfaces. Now maybe I know why. The main reason was I think I needed embodied memory. So interact just with the computer, maybe with mouse and keyboard was not enough for me, was too much for me, maybe. So I needed something to touch, to feel, to gain motor memory, and to have basically also haptic feedback. Then during this journey, I just switched from music composing and music production, and I started to be really interested in developing interactive art installation, which for me was like a new kind of research, personal research, artistic research. And I think one of the main reasons why I'm here right now was because during a festival, a class of deaf students come to visit my art installation. Also, the teacher was deaf, and of course, my work was mainly interactive, but auditory mainly. So I was a bit in panic. But the easiest way I figured out on the fly was to let them touch the speaker membranes. It worked, and from that point it was just like a revelation for me in a way. What I mean is that from that point and all the other works that I've done, one of the focus were and is right now accessibility. So I intend all my art installation to be for everyone. I mean, I try to. Everyone means different abilities, means different ages also. So yeah, accessibility is influencing me also in an artistic way. After my master's degree in electronic music, I've become a music teacher in a middle school. And then eventually I decided to join another master's degree program with Professor Marcella Mandanici. in technologies for music education. And again, the big topic of my master degree was accessibility in general. So we started to dive deep into adaptive instruments, and from the beginning, I've become aware that developing adaptive instruments is okay, is important, but it's not enough. And what I mean is that we also need to develop, I call it adaptive aesthetics in a way, which means for me, sometimes Western music, the way we intend music, is not so accessible, let's say. So yeah, not only instrument, but also way to intend to see music expression and music practice in particular. And so during these 2 years with Professor Marcella Mandanice, we researched a lot for finding an inclusive musical environment. These are some of my works. In the upper section, you can see my purely artistic works, my artistic installation. And in the lower section, you can see my digital instrument. I will not show you the videos. I don't think we have enough time, but here I can show you some of the paradigms I often use for making art and during the developing of my adaptive instruments, which in general can be two, which are interactive. I have just one action, one kind of interaction, and then I have just one kind of sound production. So it's like one-to-one, let's say, paradigm. But I also like a lot, I love a lot the concept of generative music. So I try to implement that into my art installation and into my instruments. So in general, I have one action, maybe a simple one, a very easy task, and then I have a lot going on after that in terms of some production or visual production also. And then on the right, you can see my most recent field of research, which is web-based applications. They can be both interactive, generative, or a combination of them. But I think web-based instruments or web-based art in general is an interesting field of research because of its great possibility for accessibility in a broader sense, which means I often use JavaScript as a programming language. You just need a link to open my work, so you don't have to install anything. I use sensors which are already in mobile phones or webcam. So yeah, we already have that.
Giuseppe, 2 minutes. 1 minute. 1 minute. Okay.
This is now the framework I hope to work in. And so I'm starting from human-computer interaction with accessibility in mind, of course. And right now I am researching in different kind of interfaces, and specifically brain-computer interfaces, of course. And then all these nodes, I intend them to be in parallel. So it's not one task and then another and then another and then another, but hopefully I will develop then, in parallel. So the goal is to have a good framework to research in and to work with. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Giuseppe and Leonardo. We have not so much time for questions, but if there is somebody who has to ask, Luca.
Emma has a question.
Okay. Yes, Matteo, of course.
Emma has a question, I think, and Coralie also.
No, I just tried to clap my hands, but thank you.
Okay.
I can ask one question if there's time, but about the next steps of your project, maybe.
Of my
Okay.
project, you mean?
Yes.
I just started my PhD, so yeah, it's right now it's like looking around for possibilities. Yeah.
So the right place here. Okay, very well. So look, what are you doing? We take 5 minutes stop. Oh, Nicola. Okay.
Sorry, just a question to Leonardo. Where can I find your? Is there a site where you can like demos and stuff and something? I just want to get inspired by your work.
You mean by me or by Giuseppe?
Giuseppe, sorry.
Yeah, I have a website. Yeah. It's not indexed, so maybe I can send you the link. It's
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, and then just 2 minutes stop and then begin the round table.